G'day, how's it going? I've got something really awesome to show you today. It's this thing here, the Yolobox Ultra from YOLO Live, and it's really cool. I'm going to go through everything that comes with this and have a look at all of the things that it can do very quickly with you, and I'm also going to ask you to put in the comments down below anything in particular you want to know about this, because that's what I'm going to use to make more videos rather than go into a really long one today. But first of all, let's get this thing out of the box. Well, to be honest, it's already out of the box because I've been playing with it, but I'll show you everything that's in here and then we'll have a really good look at all of the features of it. So here's the Yolobox itself, the big black slab that we're all getting kind of used to from Yolobox. Nothing wrong with that at all. It comes with a couple of USB cables, one's in A to C, the other one's C to C. It also has this neat little adapter thingy thing here that you can use to put it into a cold shoe mount or whatever, and that goes into the quarter 20 thread at the bottom. We've got an Allen key that comes with it that helps you tighten up the screws on the side of that, and of course the SIM tool that you need for taking the SIM card in and out. In the box is also a quick guide card. There's also a user manual here and a screen protector that for some reason I never seem to take out of the case. I haven't got around to using any of them. I might do that on this one. Anyway, let's get rid of that stuff and start having a look at the box itself. I think the easiest way to go through everything that the Yolobox can do for you is just to have a look at everything on the bottom of the box here. As you can see, it's got 4 HDMI ports, ISO recording, which is new, 4K streaming, that's also new, vertical and horizontal orientation, which is great, a much bigger battery than we've had before, 75.5 watt hours, cellular bonding you already know about if you've been following Yolobox at all. There's a lot more multi-views, we'll have a look at those later. You can invite guests on. Instant replay, there's been a wee bit of that before on the Yolobox, but they've really beefed that up, as well as the chroma keying. There's built-in graphics and stuff, and of course this is running on the new Qualcomm 865 processor, so obviously that's quicker, more capable, it can last longer, do more things. That's what you'd expect from an upgrade, but let's have a look at some of those things now in a bit more detail. Let's start by having a look at the outside of the Yolobox and everything that it's got. We've got 4 HDMI ports here, obviously they're for plugging cameras into. We've got a 5th HDMI port here, you can use that to plug in a monitor, and an Ethernet port which you can use for obviously network connection. We've got 2 USB ports here as well. Now you can use those either for plugging in webcams, or you can plug in a dongle that's got a cellular connection added to it for more connectivity. On the bottom here we've got 2 USB-C sockets, some audio sockets. We've got a SIM tray here that you can put a SIM card in so you can use cellular connectivity, and a slot for an SD card, and of course the power button. This first USB-C socket is for power, you can plug into there, that's where you're going to charge the thing up from, and you can actually run it on that power as well if you need to go for extended time. And this USB-C socket here you can use to plug a hard drive into. If you need something that's a bit more utilitarian than just the quarter 25 on the bottom of the Yolobox Ultra, you can always get something like this. This is the YC Onion case that I've got here on my Yolobox Pro, which is the previous generation to the Ultra. It's got more thread points, it's got cold shoe adapters, it's got cable protectors along the back. You can use this to put, say, handles on the side if you need it to be portable. You can put a hard drive mount on here so that you're not dangling around your SSD drive, that kind of thing. And it's going to look after your cables, make sure things don't get bent, and you can just attach a hell of a lot more to this and make it much more versatile. I don't have one of these for the Ultra yet, hopefully I'll be getting one soon. Now, to turn your Yolobox Ultra on, you just push in the power button on the bottom here, and it starts up. You need to hold it for about 5 seconds. Now, before I get into one of the actual use modes, I'm going to have a quick look at the settings, just so I can run through them with you. If you tap on the settings icon, it opens up straight away and gives you a whole pile of options of things that you can fiddle with to set this thing up. The stuff at the top is obvious. It's where you can set up your Facebook, YouTube, Twitch, and generic RTM, PS and SRT streaming settings. You'll also notice that these are preset up based on your YOLO Live account. So if you've got a previous Yolobox or a number of different Yoloboxes, when you set one of these up, it'll be available on all your devices. You have Bluetooth where you can pair devices to it, power down mode, network settings, about device. This is also where you'll do updates and the like. If you scroll up, you can also go and have a look at recordings that you might have on your SD card and another of other things that I won't get into right at the moment. Now let's have a quick look at some of the basic live streaming functions, because that's what most of you are going to want to buy something like this for, is for the live streaming. So from the menu here, I can click enter and open up the live streaming part of the Yolobox. Once again, you can get to your settings from here if you need to do that, and you can choose between standard events and Yolocast events. I won't get into Yolocast events at the moment, that's a whole different subject. I'm just going to create a new live stream by clicking on the plus down the bottom here under standard events, and I'm just going to call that one test for now. This pop-up keyboard's really good, by the way. I really like the way they've done this, including the autocomplete, which makes doing this sort of thing very quick. If you wanted to schedule a start time for your event, you can put that into here and also put a cover on here. That's going to be your thumbnail. So I'll click create, and as you can see, a new event comes up here. Now I can get into the event straight away just by clicking on it. Now there's a number of things down on the bottom here that I just want to quickly show you to give you an idea of the capability of this thing. Now the first item down here is network bonding. Network bonding is a pay-for service that YOLO Live offer, which lets you use multiple different network connections out. As I showed you before, you've got the Ethernet at the top here, there's Wi-Fi built in, and you've got the cellular at the bottom, plus you can add another 2 cellular connections through the USB. It can use all of these connections at once and broadcast your video to YOLO Live servers, where it will then bond those together again, which gives you the advantage of having the much expanded bandwidth of all of these different modes of getting stuff out, plus the redundancy of having multiple network connections. The second item down here is overlays. That's basically where you can create things like image overlays, lower thirds, countdown timers, that sort of thing. These are graphics, whether they're static or dynamic, that you can layer over the top of your stream. Web URL overlays in particular, I'll be making a different series of videos on to show you all of the amazing things you can do with those. The third item down the bottom here is your platform selector. This is where you can choose where you're going to be broadcasting to. I've already set up profiles for YouTube and Facebook, but I haven't for Twitch, custom RTMP or SRT links yet. If I select the YouTube one, it then asks me whether I want to make this a public, unlisted or private stream, so I can stream those up using any of those YouTube settings. If I wanted to stream to more than one YouTube channel, I can do that as well. I would just have to click the plus down here, click on YouTube, and if I had them, I could choose another one of the channels I have configured. I don't have that at the moment, but I can just click Add Account here and put one in. The next item down the bottom here is the Invite Guests tab. With this, I can click here and invite up to 5 people to join me on my live stream. All I need to do is put their email address in, and YOLO Live will send them an invite to join the broadcast. They just need to have a camera and a microphone on a laptop, and they're away laughing. If you don't want to send them an email, you can just get a link sent to yourself. The Yolobox already knows your email address, and you can then pass that to them on social media or something like that. They just need to click on the link, and then they can join in and be part of your live stream. Once they join, they'll just appear here as other video sources, so they're all available there for you to use in your stream however you want to. The next item we've got down the bottom here is the audio mixer. If I add a video source from my SD card, here's a video of a fight scene that I did at a recent live event that now comes up and starts playing. It has its own audio track, as you see here, and I can choose to increase or decrease the level of the audio in the mix, or I can choose not to have that audio playing at all. Speaking of sports events, if I scroll along the bottom here, you can see that the next item we've got is a scoreboard overlay. Now I've got a fight event going on here, so this isn't going to be quite right, but if I want to, I can choose to turn a scoreboard on. It'll pop up on the screen right there, and I can set that where I want it to go. I can make different settings in here for that scoreboard based on different teams. I can set team names, scoreboard styling, all sorts of different stuff in here, and have that sports scoreboard appear in my video right there. That's a very, very cool tool. While we're still on sports, let's have a look at the instant replay tool. I can select a video source here for the instant replay. I'm just going to set that to the program. So when I've got something interesting happening in a video here, I can click on the replay button at the top. It's going to capture some of this, and I can go, right, I want to replay that now, and it will come back and it will play it back. And we can relive that bit. When I'm finished, I can hit exit replay and it carries on with the original footage. If I want to do a slow-mo replay, I can do the same thing. I just set it to like half speed there and hit replay. That's been really interesting. It captures the last few seconds, and I can go play now, and it comes back and it does that replay at half speed so that you can show people what it was that was happening and get a bit of a look at it with commentary. Really awesome, really powerful tool. The next one we have down the bottom here is auto switch. If you've got a number of cameras and you don't have the available people to sit here and do all the manual switching between different video sources and cameras, you can just come up here and start auto switch. So if you've got multiple cameras, it will just go through them in sequence. You can also set it up to go random camera cuts and that kind of thing if you're not sure where you want it to go. This could be useful if you've got like a music event and you want to leave the Yolobox unattended. It's not something you're necessarily going to use all the time, but hey, it's there, and it does come in useful from time to time. I'll just scroll across a little bit more and look at the last three. This one here we've got is if you're live streaming, it will show you the comments that you're getting back from your live streams. It can tap into your YouTube comments and Twitch comments, for example. You can come into the record settings here. Now this is where you set up how you want to record video out. You plug a USB-C hard drive into here. Something like this thing here, the T7 from Samsung. This gives you the option to record in 720p up to 4K, which is awesome. You can choose what frame rate you're recording out at and bit rate that you're recording out at. You've got the option between H.264 and H.265 now, which is better compression. You can set different recording limits and choose which storage. At the moment I've only got the SD card in here, so that's the only option it's giving me, but you could choose which device it is that you want to record to. And finally there's a settings tab here which you can come in and use to choose a whole pile of other things, including the way the NDI works, video switching controls, and a whole pile of other little subtleties. Okay, so that's a really quick overview of all of the basic stuff in the Yolobox Ultra. It's a really quick rush over everything that's there. I think you pretty much got the idea that there is an absolute ton of stuff in here to go through, and I fully intend to go through all of that, though not all in this video. Once again, if you got any more questions, put them in the comments down below. I'll be doing my best to read as absolutely many of them as I possibly can. There are a couple of things in here that I want to go into in a little bit more depth. I'm going to show you how I can hook up some cameras right now, so let's have a look at that. Now I've got my Yolobox here and three cameras that I'm going to use for this demonstration. The first camera is a Blackmagic Micro Studio camera, the second one is a wireless camera I got from Nearstream, and the third one is just my iPhone with an app called NDI Cam running on it. Now I'm just going to plug a couple of cables into the Yolobox very quickly. The first one's going to be a network cable, and the second one is going to be an HDMI cable that comes from the studio camera. Now as you can see, the HDMI camera has come up all by itself here and added itself as a video source. Whenever you plug something into one of the four HDMI ports, that's what will happen. It'll come up as a video source automatically. The next one I'm going to add is the Nearstream camera. I can do that by clicking add video source. I'll click NDI and I'll click on this one here, which is the Nearstream camera. And then I can come through and add another NDI source, which is going to be my iPhone. And both of those have come up. You can add up to 3 NDI cameras as video sources on the Yolobox. I should also add that the NDI feature on the Yolobox Ultra isn't something that comes with it out of the box. It is an extra pay for feature. The reason for this is not everybody wants to use it, so only those that need it need to pay the extra $99 for it. It's a third-party licensing price, and if you're not using it, you don't need to pay for it. Personally, I wouldn't live without it. So as you can see here, I can now swap between my cameras, no problem at all, and they all work perfectly well. And finally, before I wrap up this video, I just want to show you some of the other video sources that are available to you. So if you click add video source here, it shows you all the different video sources that are available to you. You know about the HDMI and the USB ones, of course, we've talked about that already. There's local video, which is what you can read off the SD card or a USB drive, as well as the images, PDFs. A live stream is a video source that you can have off another Yolobox as long as it's on the same account. And of course the NDI one that we just used. New ones we've got the SRT and RTMP, so you can use those as video sources as well. We'll go into those in another video. On top of those raw video sources, we've got these composite video views that you can have. You can set up a picture-in-picture, several different split views, side-by-sides, and a couple of new layouts down here like the 3-view and the 4-view screen. Those are great if you've got guests on, or you want to do a news chat or some sort of feature thing where you've got other people that having a conversation, for example. This 4-view feed down here I'm very keen on myself because I'm going to be doing some gaming videos, playing card games and board games and Magic the Gathering, and that's going to be absolutely perfect for that for me soon. So that's a relatively quick overview of the Yolobox Ultra. You can't do a really quick overview because there's just so much in here that it's going to take some time. If you've got any questions at all, or there's anything you want to learn about this, then please do put them into the comments section down below and I will come back and answer those questions. If you want one of these for yourself, there's a link down in the description where you can go and get one. I highly recommend it if you do any kind of venue work or live streaming or anything like that, whether it's weddings, sport events, whatever. This thing here is going to be an absolute game changer for you. I hope the video's been useful. If it has, please consider clicking that like and subscribe and doing all of that neat stuff, and I'll see you in another one real soon. Have a great day.